What is the best atmosphere in Scottish football? Which fans are the best? Who's the loudest? Who do I prefer in atmosphere-wise out of Celtic and Rangers? These are a lot of questions I get asked very, very regularly, and we'll be getting into it in this video. I can't pretend that I've seen every atmosphere and every fan group in Scotland. I've seen all the stadiums of the professional teams and a lot of non-league stadiums as well on non-match day bases. Bases? I've seen them without seeing them play, basically, the teams play. But I feel like since the start of the new season and fans being allowed back in post all the madness over the last couple of years, that I now have a good grasp on a good few clubs, and I know which atmospheres are great and which ones could probably do with improving. But yeah, I will be going through my favourite Scottish atmospheres in this video today, and the format will be, I'll give you the team name, I'll tell you who the team's going to be, I'll show you a clip from that atmosphere, from that game, from that team, from that set of fans, whether that be them singing or celebrating a goal or something along those lines, and then we'll jump back to the studio and I'll tell you about it and why I think it is great. Right, and first up, Auchinleck Talbot. Yeah, as you just saw from those clips there, Auchinleck Talbot, I mean, blew me away. Honestly, I think they can get around 4,000 people at some games, 3,000 at others as well, which, to be honest, is more than you'd get at some Premiership, Championship, League One, and certainly League Two games. Certainly League One, Championship, and League Two, rather. But it can be more than like some Prem games. You look at certain games at St Johnstone, they might get 3,000 fans, and you get more than that in an Auchinleck Talbot game, and that's the 6th tier of Scottish football. It is unbelievable how well supported they are and how loud they are and just how passionate they are about this small, relatively small club in a village in kind of rural Scotland, really, in Ayrshire. There isn't many big towns and cities around it for miles and miles, and you just see the core support that they have, the songs that they have. It is absolutely immense and blew my socks off. So Auchinleck Talbot, starting off with you. But like I say, this list, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, isn't in any particular order, so they are just my favourites, but I will be giving you my top favourite at the very end, so you have to stick around to see whether that's an old firm team or not. A massive thank you to everyone who has bought canvases so far for my new merch drop. I will put some images and clips on screen of some of the canvases that I still have left before Christmas, and yeah, they are selling quite quickly, especially the Rangers ones, so if you do want to get your hands on one, then they are in limited numbers, and I probably won't restock this side of Christmas. So if you do want to get one for yourself or for somebody else for Christmas, then I will include all the links in the top link in the description box, making it really easy for you guys. And all the money I make goes back into the channel. I genuinely do nothing else with my time. Someone commented the other day that my fuel bill must be insane, and it really is. I've been up in Inverness like within the last week. I was down in Southampton earlier this season as well. If you look at my videos and just scroll through for the past few weeks, you'll see like the amount of distance I cover. Honestly, I do nothing else with my time except this. It's all I ever think about, and yeah, it's a good way for you to support the channel. You get an amazing product, and it's really worth the money. I don't charge a lot for them. They do look amazing, and like I say, it really goes a long way to supporting my channel. I have Celtic ones, Raith Rovers, sold out of Partick Thistle completely. I've still got Rangers, as well as a few others, I think Hibs and Kelty, that I've got left. So, but yeah, I'll have shown you them all on screen, but if you could purchase one, it really supports the channel. Thank you very much. Second up, right, we have a team that I've seen a lot on the channel, and to anyone who plays Footy Adventures bingo, you can now tick off Kelty Hearts. Look at that! Look at them! Go on, Kelty! I always get a fantastic reception when I go back to Kelty and watch them play. I've obviously covered a lot of their games from the Lowland League all the way into the SPFL now. So it's amazing to see them grow as a club, and I hope I can see even more of it in the coming years. It's looking like they're going to win League 2 this season. So yeah, because of obvious reasons, I missed out on their promotion day last season when no real fans could get let into the Brechin game. It was at Brechin. Kelty would have let me go to their home game. I was away at the point in Inverness, so I couldn't go. I couldn't actually go to the Brechin game because they wouldn't let me in for the numbers or something like that. But yeah, hopefully I can see Kelty this season pick up a trophy. The league trophy at the end of the year would be unbelievable. But yeah, I'd love to see them grow as a club, and their young ultras group are really spearheading their fan movement. I feel like they have a real core, loyal set of fans, but it's fantastic to see the young lads bringing drums along and really creating a bit of an atmosphere. And people like to take the piss and take the mick a little bit and say, oh, ain't you got school in the morning and all that kind of stuff, and some of it might be tongue-in-cheek, but you know, there's one or two odd comments like, oh, they're only kids, like they can't really support their team. But that's so ridiculous, because in 10 years time they'll all be men and they'll still support Kelty, and they'll still hopefully be going to see games and drumming up an atmosphere, and they are just the pioneers of the new fan movement at Kelty Hearts. Next up on the list is Dundee United.
Look at this, the atmosphere is quality. I'm holding up this flag. There's going to be a bit of a display.
I saw Dundee United play against Dundee in the Dundee derby, and got to say, one of the best atmospheres I've ever witnessed. Of course, Tannadice isn't the biggest stadium in the world, but when it's packed to the rafters like that, it really does generate an amazing atmosphere. It really does. The fact that you can see Dens Park, Dundee Stadium, from Tannadice, Dundee United Stadium, adds a good element to it. The players walk from one stadium to the other on Derby Day. Now, I do imagine that Dundee United versus Ross County on a Saturday 3 o'clocker probably isn't going to be the best atmosphere in the world, but a big derby day like that, I genuinely think you can't beat a good derby day. And as much as I want to go to see the Old Firm, I think I said this in the actual Dundee derby video, the one derby that I'd like to see outside of the Old Firm would be the Dundee derby anyway. So glad I've ticked that one off the bucket list. But yeah, Dundee United, Tannadice, if you haven't been before, you've got to try it out. We are getting towards the tail end now, and we will be speaking about the Old Firm teams very shortly. And remember, at the end of this video, I will be telling you which is my favourite atmosphere in all of Scotland. So make sure you stick around for that. But next up is Partick Thistle. Partick Thistle, again, not a massive club. They are in the second tier. They've been in the Prem, I think, as recently as 5 or 6 years ago. But when I went there, it was a cold Friday night, a cup game against Dunfermline. It's only recent, it was only a few days ago, but I've been badgered by the Partick Thistle fans to go for so long. And eventually I did, and was absolutely blown away. And a huge thank you to everyone who recommended it, because yeah, I will be coming back. It was unbelievable. Like I say, even on a cold Friday cup game night, the singing was constant during the game, and you don't see that at every club. You don't see that even in the biggest games at every club, but even this relatively smaller game in a cup against Dunfermline on a Friday night, the atmosphere was still absolutely unbelievable, and you can see how much Thistle means to all the actual Thistle fans. So yeah, Partick Thistle, Firhill Stadium, again, another one that you have to try out. The next two teams that we discuss will be Celtic and Rangers. I know I've shown you every team individually just now, but I'm going to show you an amalgamation of Celtic and Rangers clips just now, and then I'll meet you back in here just afterwards to chat about the experience at both clubs.
There we go, look at this, the noise in here is unbelievable. For a game against Raith Rovers as well, and look at the Celtic squad illuminated by the green lights. And And these light shows that they have here at Celtic Park in these nighttime games are so good. Adds to the atmosphere amazingly well. And yeah, buzzing for yet another game under the lights at Celtic Park. Bring it on. Wow, look at this place. Alfredo, first scorer. Cannot believe I'm here. This is unreal. Rangers. Oh my God. The Union Bears down there, unbelievable supporters. Look at them.
Yeah, let's try and settle the old firm debate. Now, as a neutral YouTuber, I must be honest, you can't really pledge allegiance to either, and you've just got to treat them both exactly the same, as I always try to do. And it doesn't matter how much I try and support one, I will try and support the other as much as the same, if you know what I'm saying. I might be butchering this here, but for some people, they will only support Celtic, and even if you show any, like, fondness of Rangers, that'll be enough for them. Even if you have supported Celtic as well, to say, I will never like you anymore because you've already liked Rangers a bit. But genuinely, I love both teams and want to see them both do well in Europe all the time. And I go to see them both regularly. I make videos about them both regularly. I've done tours at both stadiums, etc. So, yeah, they are two amazing teams. I need to cover for my channel, being a neutral content creator in Scotland. Imagine not covering these two. They are both amazing and both tremendous. Right, let's get on to the atmospheres. Now, I would have said before Sparta Prague that Celtic versus AZ Alkmaar was the best atmosphere I've had out of both of these clubs. And I think it comes down to the fact that they won the game. I was at Rangers v Malmo and Rangers v Lyon, both games that they lost, and they shouldn't have lost that Malmo game. They were winning and Malmo had 10 men, but Rangers conceded 2 in the second half. But yeah, Rangers, Malmo, Champions League, when the teams were coming out, that was amazing. It was spine-tingling, as it was at Celtic as well. But the fact they went on to lose and in the manner that they did, it was just the atmosphere got a bit drab towards the end of the game because Rangers fans demand so much of the players, I think, is what I'm trying to say. And when it doesn't go their way, they're not happy about it and they let the players know. And to be honest, it was the same at Lyon. Lyon controlled the game so well. I think it was a 2-0 result in the end, and Rangers barely got a kick at the ball. And to be honest, it kind of ruined the atmosphere a bit. I've been to Celtic versus Raith Rovers and Rangers versus Livingston, both in the League Cup. Both nighttime games and both fairly good atmospheres, but nothing will compare to that Celtic v AZ Alkmaar game. But also now the Rangers versus Sparta Prague game that I went to the other day. Crucial European night. They needed to win by 2 goals. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's first game. And now I'd say they are level. They are on par with each other. Celtic versus AZ Alkmaar. Rangers versus Sparta. And I know it's kind of on the fence thing to say. You kind of got to be on the fence with these two because I've always said they're both as big as each other. You've got Celtic, who are the European Cup holders or have won the European Cup in Scotland, the only team to do so, and you've got Rangers, who have won the most league titles. So really, you cannot say which one's bigger and you cannot say which one's atmosphere is better. They're both amazing, and if you haven't been to either, then please please do. And you must all be wondering, because I did say at the start of this video and throughout the video that at the end I'll tell you what the best atmosphere in Scotland was, and I haven't actually told you yet. And it may come as a surprise to you all, as we've just spoken about Rangers and Celtic, but my favourite atmosphere and the best matchday experience I've ever had in Scotland was at St Johnstone.
It's the boys making all the noise everywhere we go.
I know it may sound crazy to a lot of people, and I know there's going to be people in the comments going, how could you prefer St Johnstone over Celtic and Rangers and other clubs, for instance? But for me, you can go to a sellout at Ibrox or at Celtic Park any day of the year, or not any day of the year, but most games of the season, you know. The odd League Cup game, the odd league match maybe might not be sold out, but any European game, it's going to be a sellout, and you can always try and get tickets for that, and they come around every single year. There is no novelty in that, but when I went to St Johnstone versus Galatasaray, it was a sellout, and St Johnstone don't usually sell out unless Celtic and Rangers come to town, and then it is mainly Celtic and Rangers fans. Yes, that is the strange thing about Scottish football. If you're not from Scotland and you're not aware, even when Celtic and Rangers go to other teams in the league, the home support is usually smaller than the away support in a lot of cases. I know not all, but it does happen quite often where they'll go away and they bring more fans than the home set of fans do, and that would usually happen at a ground like St Johnstone, I imagine, where the St Johnstone fans would be outnumbered by Old Firm fans. But on the day that I saw them against Galatasaray, it was a sea of St Johnstone fans, a sellout, and 10,000 people in McDermott Park for a European night. When does that ever happen? And as you'd have seen from those clips just then, like how incredible it looked, like it was unbelievable. The flags, the singing, just everything about it, the whole day was tremendous. And seeing Arda Turan, Ryan Babel, Patrick Van Arnholt, players like that play at McDermott Park for Galatasaray, such a huge team, was just amazing despite the result. This isn't a list of like every single club where I thought the atmosphere was good and so that everyone else's was bad. That isn't what I'm saying. I've seen great games at Motherwell, at Stenhousemuir, at Kilmarnock and at Greenock Morton. I've seen fantastic atmospheres at all these places, but these are just some that really stood out for me. But yeah, my favourite, whenever people ask me, what do you prefer out of Celtic and Rangers? My answer is always St Johnstone. That game was honestly just amazing. Just, for a bit of the novelty factor, I guess, but also the way that everyone came together and just really wanted St Johnstone to do well was just unbelievable. But yeah, like I say, there are clubs in there who have great atmospheres. I've just not been able to put them in this video just because I thought the others were slightly better on the day. But again, I could go to a Kelty Hearts match against someone crap and it's a nighttime game and no one turns up, and then you could go to some other ground that I'm yet to mention where I said the atmosphere wasn't as good as these ones for a European night and it would be better there, etc. So it really does depend on the opposition and the night and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just a little rundown of some of the best atmospheres I've experienced in Scotland so far over the past year or so. A massive thank you to all the support of all the people who always watch my Scottish videos. It really means a lot, and as an Englishman I just love the game up here and just think the overall matchday experience is way better than you get in England. And although the pyramid system's better in England, I do think the actual day that you get out at a Scottish football match is way better on the whole. Thank you so much for watching. If you could hit that like button, I'd really, really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new for more Scottish football content and content from all around the world as the world opens up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave some videos on screen right now. Please do click on one to carry on watching. Thank you so much, and goodbye.